can feel your heartbeat all night. I don't know what I'm in for, but baby, keep it going. I don't mind. We dance like nobody's watching. Dance like nobody's watching. My hands on your body, surroundings getting foggy tonight, but we just getting started. So physical and flawless unite, and we just wanna stay here. It's obvious, it's so clear now. I know what I'm in for, so baby, keep it going. I don't mind. We dance like nobody's watching. Dance like nobody's watching. I can feel your heartbeat all night. I don't know what I'm in for, but baby, keep it going. I don't mind. We dance like nobody's watching. We dance like nobody's
Well, hello there, my friends. It's Kevin. Hello, 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 hello. I can't see who's on, but excuse me, because of this program, and I'm not logged in onto the other side on Facebook. So I hope you're all going good. This wonderful 18th of what is this, October? This year has just, I know a lot of people are saying it, and a lot of people are like going on about what this year has been like. none other. I'm having all the hearts going off and thumbs going off. Yes, 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 none other. All right. What is the subject and how did I come up with it? Oh, well, do you like my coffee mug? I got it from Pier 1, a big old cup of nope. Um, I've been, well, let's backtrack one week. About a week ago today, oh, I got to show you this. My lovely, beautiful pup. Let's see, where is it? Is he on here? Let's show him. There he goes. Trooper. Bless him. Um, he got diagnosed with diabetes, oh, God, 3 or 4 weeks ago. And unfortunately, last Sunday in the evening began to start really declining, and then Monday was the day of that I never thought it was awful. And of course, Tuesday, late Tuesday night, in the early hours of Wednesday morning, he went on to spirit, went on to God. And I know he's up there flying high over the Rainbow Bridge, but it led me to get clear with, wow. Somebody asked me this week, how do you process that? Because this will be the fourth one this year, pets that I've lost that have gone to spirit. And, you know, they're dogs, right? So the folks who are not really animal lovers, pet lovers, look at it like, okay, well, so what? You get another dog. Not really as simple as that for me, but okay, it's a bit like I almost want to say, well, would you just go get another husband or would you just go get another mother when that person passes? But that was a bit ratchet. You can't do that. So I sort of took it to heart, did my grieving. I believe that the depth and the level of grief and the tears connects with and correlates to how compassionate and how much love we have. So you can't have that much love and compassion without expressing the grief that goes with it. So even though I think this culture, many cultures, requires us to shove it down and not do anything with it and suck it up, buttercup, and put on a brave face. If you feel like, ooh, I'm not a very public griever, but I do have my moments of tears and I'll let them flow because it's cleansing. All that to say, it led me to today's subject of stop wasting time. One of the things that I landed on early this morning was the one human commodity that we have that is priceless, that you cannot, hey Maggie, that you cannot possibly get back is time. It's not replaceable, like you're not replaceable. Once it's gone, it's gone. It's finished. So one of the things that I land on when I'm, in my business is my time's valuable, and I also respect the time of people I'm working with. It's tough to adequately put the right amount of time to things. I believe that time doesn't really exist. Man created a clock to track it. Okay, that to say, if you have this one life, which we do, this one chance to be the person that you are and to do the things that you want to do, to fulfill your purpose, to fulfill whatever that is. And it's okay if someone doesn't really know what that is, because I think, look at the Dalai Lama. When reporters have asked the Dalai Lama, well, anything that he doesn't know the answer to, the man just smiles, because you not knowing what your purpose is gives you an opportunity to go find out. It's not a bad thing. Don't get upset because these people know what their purpose is. It's okay, because this is an opportunity to be possible with, I get to find out what that is. I can only speak for myself. I landed on, my career path when I was a kid. And I'm grateful. I don't know what or how to suggest anybody know, well, how did you get there? What did you do? What I will say is this: if you're doing something, making a living at something that is not the best use of your time, that's an indication that you should think about doing something else. All right, easier said than done. Yes, it is. But I'm not sure we were really birthed to have this easy time of it. I'm not saying that we were birthed to be struggling, and there's certainly that. Um, but anything that's worth doing needs a bit of effort. You have to dig in deep and go there. I don't know how else to say it. And the bigger frame of this is this. Irregardless of what you think about the COVID, the pandemic, people dying, people getting sick, people getting ill, people wearing masks, not wearing masks, that's immaterial. What's really super important is what you do with the time. You've heard it, you've seen it, you've watched movies about it. The time that you have left, the time that you've got now, not yesterday, not wishing this had happened or that had happened, or obsessing about something that someone did to you that you can't get over. Stop it. Stop wasting your time. One of the things that's important to me when I'm doing things with other people, whether it's in commerce or if I'm buying something, researching something, and a person is spending time with me one on one to figure it out, work on whatever it is, I'm super respectful of the time they're spending with me. I'm grateful for the time they're spending with me, and I'm also grateful to have that gratitude, to have the gratitude of saying, thank you for being patient. Thank you for spending time to explain whatever it is. I'm now more knowledgeable than I was before. Just the acknowledgement that you have of someone else and their time makes a big difference. Um, I, I, I don't. I get feels like I get on a soapbox with this, but many of you, I'm sure, out there have children, or you've got parents. And in my case, last week, when Troop went on over to the bridge, one of the things I was super grateful for is the last few weeks when we figured out he was a diabetic and we had to do the insulin shots and go buy all this food, different types of food. I was super grateful that I got that extra few weeks to do that, to spend time. And it leveled up with what's important to me. What do I want to spend my time doing? I want to spend it with people that I love and people who love me. I don't want to waste time expecting something to happen and it doesn't happen. I'm going to make it happen, find a way to make it happen, attract it to myself. I don't know what that looks like. We can all think of things to not do, or we can all talk ourselves out of situations. Or I'd like to do this, but you block it. Yeah, I should go do this. Yeah, but yeah, we want options for sure, but land on something and go for it. Now, the other thing that comes up is, well, what if I don't like it? You're not going to know unless you go do it. Yeah, but what if you can't be living in what if land? What if land gets you nowhere? What if land is like that traffic circle where you're trying to get off the bloody exit and there's too many other cars in the way? Because the whole world is living in what if land. I don't know if I'm really a political person. I've watched these debates going on since 2000 and before. Never ends, never stops. 6 months from now, we'll be looking at the next lot who want to come up there, put their hand up and say they want to become the president. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Good for you. Go do your thing. It isn't going to affect the way I pay my mortgage. It certainly won't affect the way I get my groceries or do my work. It won't affect the way I cut hair. I don't know what to say about that. I just don't. I'm not wasting my time doing things that I think, well, what that was that all about? Because in 4 years, it's going to do it all again. And I don't know what else to say about that. It sounds a little ooh, lazy, maybe complacent. I don't want to be disrespectful for anyone who's running for public office. They've chosen to serve. Well, I don't know why they've chosen to serve, to be honest with you, because I get my eyes opened all the time to something that I'm thinking, I don't know if the regular common man was doing that kind of thing, they'd be allowed to get away with it. But that's just me being upfront and honest. Morally, I don't know that I would be doing some of those things. That's my dilemma. And again, I'm not wasting my time on it. There's more things in the world, more people in the world that need help. Um, all that to say, I still think there are things out there we can all do, things out there that lift our hearts and lift our spirits and move us forward. There are lots of things we can do. This morning I did my 5:30 meditation, and I want to share with you this delightful card that came up. It was the Sun Dancer. It posted on YouTube, so you should be able to go get that meditation that went with it because it was pretty powerful. Let me explain a little bit about what happens at 5:30 in the morning when I meditate. One of the things I found the most effective to do with these morning meditations and like the kicking back with Kevin on Sundays, I don't plan it. Perhaps I should. I really don't. I land on something that's current that morning that I feel like this would be a really good thing to jump off with. It works because it's very spontaneous and it's very now. It's not something that I might think about Wednesday for doing on Sunday, and then all these days get muddled up in there and it went nowhere. So in the morning at 5:30, it's the same thing. I sit here, I get centered. I have a little prayer I do in the morning, which is thank you, angels, guides, and spirits, for reminding me of your presence and revealing to me what I need to know. I am willing to listen and to receive and learn. And so it is. And then I go into a little bit of internal meditation for a few minutes, and then we shuffle the cards. In this case, there are these lovely Hidden Realms cards. I pull a card to focus on. This morning was the Sun Dancers. Fabulous card. The Sun Dancers talks about joyful activity, celebration of life, and abundance. So what does that say? It immediately lifted me up and made me feel like, wow, this is good energy, great stuff coming. I'm going to read it from the guidebook so you get the proper straight up. Now, really quickly, when they pop out of the deck upright, that's an ally. When they're upside down, it's a challenge. This came up upright, so it will be considered an ally. Some of the cards in this oracle deck have both meanings mixed into one. But this is what the Sun Dancers says. As your ally, the Sun Dancers celebrate you now and remind you of the laws of success and praise. Anything you place your attention on will manifest an experience. So the laws are always perfect. Expect the best and praise expect the best and praise it in advance. This unleashes the magic of mystical magnetic energy, drawing circumstances to you to create reality you envision. Give thanks in advance for the grace and goodwill of the divine. Be willing to dance in the victory dance as if your greatest dreams are realized. And watch how easily things begin to fall into place. Stay positive and leave the timing up to the divine. All things are possible now. Dance the joy of being and celebrate your life in abundance right now, today. I think if somebody said you've got 60 more months on the planet and your life will finish on this day at this time, If that were the case, if that were reality, Lord knows I would probably freak out. I know quite a few other people that would freak out knowing that this time clock is going tickety 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 to the boom. What I do know for sure, people would do things a whole lot differently than they currently do. All that to say, this is how attraction works. We call it the law of attraction. Attraction works by getting excited about something. So, how do you get excited about something? Well, you feel it. Imagine you're going on a trip and it's getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to the trip that you want to go on. You're getting excited about the day comes and things are just rolling along. You've already planned that trip. You've already thought about it, put things into place to get it, and it happens. That's exactly how manifestation works. Now, the challenge we have is sometimes the dreams are huge, but because of past experiences, we don't believe we can get them. We're not sure they'll work out. Maybe they haven't worked out in the past. Maybe they didn't work out in the past. Maybe the disappointment that they didn't work out created the story that you're not good enough, you ain't got enough money, you can't afford it. All of this stuff. Well, my question to you, my friends, is how is that helpful? How is saying that helpful? Is it getting you what you really want? And how is it going to change? If this is where you've been leaning, if that's the time you've been spending on all of that, you're missing out on a bigger gift. There's one affirmation I say all the time because I did, not anymore. I used to have a really poor relationship with money. I made good money and then I would chuck it away, spend it on rubbish, and do all kinds of things because I didn't think there would be any more. Didn't think there would be enough. I always thought I was going to run out. And I kept saying, I can't afford it. Bill's too high. Oh my gosh, I'm so worried about the bill. The bill, the bill, the bill. That was my reality, living in that silliness. Until I realized what I'm saying, what I'm feeling, what I'm believing, the energy I'm generating is actually manifesting. That's what's coming, not what I want to have happen. So I started saying things like my bank accounts are bulging and my pockets are full of cash. I never stop saying it. I don't talk about how much cash or what's bulging where. I just say my bank accounts are bulging and my pockets are full of cash. And trust me when I tell you, it just keeps doing it. It just keeps coming. And that's no word of a lie. Those I know that are close to me will attest to that. Like, this just happened. That just happened. I just got this. This is crazy. So when people have told you in those books, The Secret and all those other new age things that I bought into, that this is what happened, I can say it's true. Now, I'm not sitting here with a winning lottery ticket. I'm just saying I'm abundant, I'm prosperous, I've got beautiful friends, a heart full of love, a life full of compassion, and people that give about me, who I give about. Those are the things you want to attract to yourself. However, if you've noticed that you're living in the wah-wah world, the judgment world, the world of where you're comparing yourself with other people, look what they got. Oh, who do they think they are? If that's the world, if that's the stuff that's popping along, be prepared, my friends, because if that's what you're churning, what I call the muck that comes up the bottom of a tire when it spins, if that's what you're spinning, more of that's going to come. It's just going to keep going. There's a lot of people down that aisle. It's not pretty. There's very few of us riding this happy-go-lucky rainbow to, the pot of gold. That's all that to say. All right. I think I'm complete with that. I'm not sure if there's anything else to talk about as far as I'm thinking about how I would frame it where somebody says, well, that's great, but what if I want to find a partner? Oh, that's another one. I hear all the time from people, when am I going to meet my soulmate or when am I going to meet a special person? You're meeting them all the time. You're just not paying attention. You're being too specific about who they are, what they look like. Nothing wrong with saying you're attracted to or not attracted to. Your physical attraction is already in you. It's wired. So you're not necessarily ever going to be attracted to somebody that you wouldn't normally be attracted to, although it's happened. Take the time to love the one person that you haven't been loving, which is you. What that does is when you learn to look at yourself in the mirror and say, God, I love you, and gosh, you're hot, and you're a sexy whatever, and you look hot in this outfit. When you learn to do that and believe it and trust it, yes, it still matters if you want someone, but you put yourself in that league that is, you got it together. There's an attitude that comes up and a confidence that comes up among people that truly get it. They love themselves. The bigger part of it is that's what you were put on the earth to do, to love yourself, to give yourself that. And then you top it up and it just overflows. It's a bit like a fountain of just keeps going. What overflows is this feeling. And that feeling energizes and magnetically attracts other people that are doing it, other people that are in that self-love thing. There's something hot about it. There's something amazing about somebody who's confident and they've got it together. They look like they don't need anything. We don't. You got whatever you need. You got it already. You've always had it. What you want, go after what you want. If it doesn't feel right, if it's not quite the right thing, you're going to feel it right here. Yesterday, I went looking for a vehicle, like I need to. I don't need to. I got a perfectly good vehicle sitting out there in the driveway. I love it. It's great. It's fine. I wanted another one because I can. It's a bit of an obsession, but that's okay. And I'm like, oh, it was a lovely day. I took a ride, went, tootled around. We got to the point where I'm looking at numbers and I'm thinking, there's something in this that's not right. Listen to it. Your intuition is telling a story. I didn't say I can't afford it. I'm not good enough to get it. I said something in this is not right. There was not enough box being checked. And I walked away. I said, no, thank you. Very respectful of the person's time. Went back home and said, yeah, no, not doing it. That ain't working for me. Was I disappointed? No. Was I relieved? Probably a little bit that I didn't tie myself up into something that would have been detrimental. Do I regret the going and doing all this? No. Do I think that something better's out there? Oh, heck, yes. When something doesn't quite work out, you say to yourself, this or something better will manifest for me or manifest for me right now. And so be it, so shall it be. You always have to turn a disappointment into a notice that that wasn't for your highest good. And you can keep saying everything I do, everyone I meet, and whatever's going on is for the highest good of myself and everyone else. If you're not doing things, seeing things, talking to people that's not for your highest good or the highest good of other people, what's the point? What is the point? It has to be to your highest good or the highest good of other people. And if that's not your reality, here's your wake-up call. Right, done with that. I think we're complete. Incidentally, this great book, Angel Messages, written by two fine women that I know, Maudie Fowler and Gail Hunt. I will read off for you a couple of the chapters in here. There's the introduction that talks about how they found themselves, how they became friends. I love this book. Get Acquainted with Heaven. There's a chapter on love. There is a chapter on light. There is a chapter on laughter. There is a chapter on empowering yourself. And the conclusion. Maudie Fowler is a mystic. She listens to the word of God and the word of angels. she gets messages for people, from people. They ask questions. The angels give them straight up answers. Um, for instance, one little section here: what we are like in heaven. How is my mum or dad doing in heaven? People ask. My answer is always, well, it is here on earth that we might ask, how are we doing? Because in heaven there is only love, truth, and happiness. There's no pain in heaven, and people are whole in body and mind. And people are whole in body and mind. They do not carry grudges. They are not angry. Only happiness and love is in heaven. Now, some of you might believe it, some of you might not. I'm not here to convince you what you do and don't believe. That's just in that book. If you want to learn more, I'd go buy it. Here's our magical book. We're going to do a quick meditation because it's been 30 minutes already and I've been yapping away. Let's put this in here somewhere. There we go. I feel like that's the wrong space. Let's go more. Let's go blah, 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 blah. I just feel like I go to the middle all the time. Let's go towards the back. Let's see what happens now. November the 1st, open up your connections. Oh, there you go. Where's that gone there? Many religions teach about interconnectedness. The subtle effect of each person has each movement in the universe. The subtle effect each person and each movement in the universe has on all the others. I was profoundly reminded. Where are we? I'm sorry. I was profoundly reminded of this teaching at the Chaco Canyon in New Mexico. In the remnants of the Anasazi culture can be found symbols of the connections the people believed in, taught, and lived. One dwelling was a structure in which over 800 rooms were built in a connected circle. Each room touched the next room, and the structure contained all the areas the people needed to work, to live, to play, and to worship. An exhibit in the Visitors Center describes the spiritual philosophy of the descendants of the Anasazi. Those were Indian tribes, if you're not familiar with Native American culture. The Pueblo people live at the center of the universe, all things interconnected and form a part of the whole. Where the sky and the earth touch are the boundaries of all things to live, or to live, yeah. All things share in the essence of life through cycles of birth and death. Although the walls of the circular structure have crumbled and the Anasazi themselves have disappeared, the Pueblo philosophy still symbolizes the way we're connected to each other today. Take time to remember how connected you are. You are connected not just by the people you've met and know, but to all who live, past and present, in this world. You are part of a dance, the magical dance of the universe taking place each moment in time. Even if you live alone, you're part of a large family. Even if you work alone, you're really part of a team. Take time to honor your connections and the impact of each person you've met. See how people have helped shape you. See how you've touched and shaped them. Each interaction creates a ripple effect. Each encounter helps shape destiny. You no longer have to be isolated or suffer from separateness. Take time to see and honor your connections and value your place in the whole. So that really does connect with what I was saying about don't waste your time. Find out what your purpose is. And that could simply be to connect the dots with other people. Know that If you weren't part of the circle of people that you're part of right now, and the bigger circle of people that they're part of, and the bigger circle of people that they're a part of, this whole thing would not work. What I feel and what I know about what's happening in our culture right now, globally, from every island in the South Pacific, if you look at every single government and the way it's structured, every single citizen in these governments are all shaking the tree of knowledge, saying, we want to connect with this bigger picture. And those who are really fearful of that are wanting to compress it, shut it down. Just know that there's a bigger energy, much bigger than any of us are even conscious of, at work. You're either on board and awake with it or you're not. And I don't know what to tell you if you're not. It sounds a bit like Wookiee, weird, odd. And I'm sure 60, 70 years ago, somebody would have strung me out there and burnt me. Said, you are talking a lot of whooshy-woo nonsense. And we can't have that. But thankfully, that's not happening now. All right, with that said, it's time to meditate, my friends. Close your eyes. Put your feet flat on the floor and take a big breath in. Let it out. Breathe in again. Release it, let it go. One big breath in, send it down to the soles of your feet. Blast out and release anything and everything you need to. And then place your palms upward towards your heart. If you're seated on the floor, bring your hips above your knees if possible. It helps to keep your spine long. Your spine needs to be tall and straight so the energy between every one of your backbones has space. Energy has to have free passage like water. It's going to find the path of least resistance. So if you're hunched over, clomped back on your shoulders, all twisted, straighten up, pull your shoulders back, open your chest, upper back, so that that energy can fly up and down. Take your mind and your consciousness to an area of your body that feels restricted, tight, possibly aching. If you don't have any of those spaces, fantastic. If you do, get right in there with your mind, with your thoughts, and with your attention. Take a breath in and see the air going to that region as if it were like a healing gas. As you exhale, think of the tension being released as smoke. Healing gas in. Doing the releasing at the top of the inhale, exhaust gas out. Take another mental mind to the same area. Do an assessment. If it's released, you've done your work. If it needs extra help, one more time, you can breathe in, send the healing gas to that space. Let it transform and burn off at the top of the inhale, and before you exhale the exhaust smoke out. Now start working on your center, the area right at your sternum, that part that is it's the connected place where your rib cage knits together on the front. It's below your chest wall. Your chest wall is up higher. Imagine the energy is a soft light. With every inhale, allow the light to glow brighter. Create another energy center in your heart or your chest plate, the area of your chest, and do the same thing. Breathe in, allow it to get brighter, stronger. Exhale out, then breathe in and join the bottom one with the one in your chest. Join those two energy centers together. Let them become one. Then move on up to the very top of your head where the crown of your head opens. Imagine, if you will, a spotlight or a searchlight coming from way beyond where you can see. This light comes from the power and the understanding of the universe and opens up the top of your head. With every inhale, draw that light down and in. Imagine it joining up with your heart and your belly, your sternum. Every inhale, increase the power and the brightness of the light. And finally, look out towards your third eye center, that space between your eyebrows. And see a glow. Same light, as if it were lighting your way forward, as if you were driving down the highway. And your headlights are showing not just the road right ahead of you, but showing you all sorts of things. You have a bright vision of everything that's up in front of you. Every inhale, let that light be brighter, go further, see it go higher. Now from out in front of you, up above you, out behind you, and to each side of you, you are part of this big, huge ball of powerful, attracting light. Now begin to see something that you wish to manifest. This could be a want. And the want has to be directly connected to you. If you want a new kitchen, see it. Ask you, picture the new kitchen. If you want a new vehicle, see it, ask for the new vehicle. If you want a different house, see it, ask for the new house. If you want to sell the house you're in, see it as sold. As you begin to picture this coming towards you, get the feeling of what it's going to be like when you get it. Think of it as a new house. You're in front of the attorney's office and they've just given you the keys. What is the feeling that you get that you're about to go open the door of this house that you've just managed to buy? Or this car that you've just signed the papers for? Or the first day on this amazing job where you sign your contract and you see all those zeros for your paycheck. Or maybe you're waiting for some tests to come back and they say, okay, yeah, your test came back favorable. Everything looks great. What does it feel like when your medical staff, your helpers tell you that? See the excitement in their face, feel the excitement in your body. And think of this excitement as if it's actually happening right now, because in your mind, in your heart, in your spirit, it is happening. You're picturing it, you're seeing it, you're having it, you're getting it now. Now imagine all the people that were involved in getting you what you got. Perhaps the people who sold the house that you bought. Perhaps the people who sold the car that you bought. Perhaps the dealership you got the car from. Perhaps the employers that have just hired you. See the impact the journey had to bring you where you are, and celebrate those people. Celebrate that energy. Celebrate the fact that it brought you here, and celebrate the fact that what you want is here now. Bring that entire feeling of celebration, of life, of fun, of upbeat energy. Just feel it, bring it, keep it there. Bring your hands to prayer at heart center, acknowledging that you've already got what it is you've been looking for. You already have what it is you've been seeking, and giving thanks that you got it. Thanks that you've had the ability to feel this way about it. Then lift your thumb knuckles up between your third eye center, and together we bow and say, Namaste. So that was a little bit similar to the one I did this morning. A little different, slightly, in the approach. But for me, this has been very energizing, very powerful. I look like I've been sleeping for days. And I'm thankful to you. I'm grateful that you all tune in, and I hope you get something from it. Please share this. I think I checked last week and I had 73 subscribers, which, since I've only been doing this since August, is huge. So more please, more please, more please. Like and subscribe. Listen, have a great rest of your Sunday. If you're in the Carolinas, it's beautiful outside. Meet people that matter. Tell them that you love them. Tell them you care about them, and help them do something positive and productive. If they're doing something negative and unproductive, don't judge them. That's their journey. That's their story. Move on. All right. Lovely. Take it easy. Bye.